Christian Bridges joins us with your forecast. We have another night to enjoy for those of you who are
absolutely
soaking up these nights with the windows open, and then changes really in a lot of ways.
I woke up this morning with the windows open. It was a little cool.
It's crisp.
You made a good point about the ACs not to necessarily cool down the space, but cut the humidity.
Yeah.
They're kind of like a somewhat of a dehumidifier to some extent.
Somewhat.
And we'll need that this week.
Yes, we will. It's not going to be like, when we were in the upper 90s earlier in the summer. We were also super humid, but it'll be muggy again.
We'll feel it.
Yeah, we'll feel it in the air. But again, it's been a beautiful day. It's crisp, it's clear. Here's a live look in gray. Beautiful out there this evening. A few puffy clouds off in the distance. We have been tracking those showers and storms across the higher terrain this afternoon, but largely things remain pretty quiet across the state. Let's get a look at our radar here as we head into the evening hours, continuing to see a couple lingering showers or storms. Alan and I were actually just talking about how the sea breeze is beginning to work its way up into the foothills. We'll see if it can maybe pop off a couple more showers right along the Route 2 corridor before things really die down when we lose the heating of the day as we get past sunset. Now, as I mentioned, and Bailey and Brian and I were just talking about, the humidity will be ticking back up as we get into tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon, you'll likely notice it's a bit muggier out there. Thankfully, it's not coming with extreme heat or anything like that, so it's not going to be that bad, but it will be a bit muggy. Really through the rest of the week, there's not going to be any big cold fronts sweeping through like we saw last week to pull in drier air. So we remain pretty muggy through the weekend, even as rain chances do diminish later in the week. But for tonight, refreshing out there once again. Temperatures in the 50s, 52 tonight in Rockland will be 56 in Bangor. Overall, just a really nice crisp morning on the way for tomorrow, maybe a couple degrees warmer than what we saw out there earlier this morning. Here's a look at our high temperatures for tomorrow afternoon. 77 in Wiscasset, will be 79 in Augusta. Upper 70s, low 80s for most of us. There could be some spots in northern Maine where we keep the sun pretty much all day that do get into the mid 80s, but largely pretty nice out there for tomorrow. We could see a very late day shower, maybe in western Maine. That chance will increase on Wednesday, and we'll certainly see some showers by Wednesday night. Looks very wet on Thursday and then gradually drying out into the weekend. However, still couldn't completely rule out a shower for the weekend. I know we've got the beach to weekend on Saturday morning. I don't think rain is going to be really a part of that forecast, but we'll continue to track just in case some showers do stick around into the weekend. So this large, slow moving low pressure system is going to develop off to the west. It's going to take its sweet time moving through the area. So we'll start to get a little bit more unsettled in some spots as early as tomorrow, just with more clouds, maybe a late day shower. Looks like we're really waiting till Wednesday evening though to see a more widespread chance of wet weather, and it does look pretty wet on Thursday. So if you have outdoor plans Thursday, keep that in mind. It will be a very wet day. It looks like it will also be a bit breezy. Neither of those factors, the rain or the wind, look to be anything that's threatening, but certainly will be quite damp later in the week. Friday is when we start to transition away from the wet weather as the storm system slowly pulls away. A couple lingering showers. Does look dry though by the weekend. As of right now, it looks like southern western Maine will be getting the most rainfall here. 1 to 2 inches looks like it will be pretty widespread. There could be some spots though that do get a bit more with a lot lower rainfall totals to the north. It looks like the county is probably not getting a whole lot out of this system. Here's a look at our marine forecast. 2 to 3 foot seas out there for tomorrow. Going to be a beautiful day once again on the Gulf of Maine, although again, conditions will be going downhill later in the week. Looks like especially Wednesday night into Thursday. That's when we're quite wet. Thursday itself looking pretty wet and cool, only around 70 degrees. Temperatures begin to come back up as the rain chances drop late in the week. Looks good for the weekend at this point. Couldn't completely rule out a shower, but largely looking dry. So rain during the week, it's beneficial. It's been a really dry month of July in a lot of spots. We could use it.
Can't complain about it this week.
That's right.
Okay, Christian, thanks.